to make room for new models. So come by soon for the best selection and save big. Mattresses on closeout starting at just $200. Treadmills starting at only $300. And a wide selection of other items like stainless steel cleaner, carpet cleaner, and even patio furniture and home furniture. It's all on closeout and it all must go. So don't miss this huge clearance event all week long. Now at your Sears hometown store.
Super specials keep coming your way from Jesup Piggly Wiggly, your hometown supermarket. On sale at Piggly Wiggly, fresh boneless skinless chicken breast, $1.38 a pound. Family pack of assorted pork chops, $1.38 a pound. The big 10-pound bag of chicken leg quarters, only $3.80. And red ripe strawberries, the 1-pound container, $1.88. Other specials at your Jesup Piggly Wiggly: get a dozen Piggly Wiggly eggs for only 99 cents. Jim Dandy grits, the 2-pound bag, get 5 bags for $5. Hunt's ketchup, the 24-ounce bottle, get 5 bottles for just $5. Extra large white shrimp, the 1-pound bag with 31 to 40 count, only $4.98. Sweet potatoes, a loaf, 48 cents a pound. Fresh broccoli, $1.88 a bunch, and the 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, only $1.88. Open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Your hometown supermarket. Your Jesup Piggly Wiggly at 440 West Cherry Street.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties for over 13 years. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the only nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our new administrative offices, located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, have opened recently as Phase 1 of our building project. Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak to someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
Local news on WIFO.
It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, the gang-related murder trial, which is taking place this week at the Wayne County Courthouse, is coming to a close. The state will present its final witness this morning, and then the defense attorney will call her witnesses to the stand. But one of those will not be your client. The defendant, Troy Simmons, as defense attorney Kitty Williams, in opening arguments, told the jury that they cannot hold that against her client, that he has the right not to testify, and the state has the burden of proof in this case, in which her client, the defendant, Troy Simmons, faces a 12-count indictment involving gang-related activity which resulted in the shooting death of 28-year-old Wendell Lee back in December of 2013. Wendell Lee, a.k.a. Black, a.k.a. Worm, a.k.a. Nino, all those names associated with the victim, as he was a member of the Bloods organization out of Hinesville, and according to his brother Lewis Bowden, who testified for the state Wednesday, was the leader of the meth sales here in Jesup. Bowden was incarcerated in the Liberty County Jail the night his brother was shot and killed in Wayne County on burglary and distribution of meth charges. But he says he only sold meth for his brother and his own money and not for the Bloods. But he says he knows the defendant, Troy Simmons, and he says Simmons is also a member of the Blood gang. In fact, the brother of the victim was mad at his brother because he was supposed to get him an attorney and money for that attorney. He had not done so. So the brother of the victim, Lewis Bowden, called the defendant Simmons from prison to get a message to his brother about how upset he was. All of the recordings of that phone call are on record and in possession of the court. And although they didn't play that phone call in court this week, reminded Bowden yesterday during his testimony that they had the recording to refresh his memory. But Bowden testified that he doesn't believe the defendant Simmons shot his brother. He also believes, as the special agent in charge of the investigation, Lawrence Kell, the GBI, that Wendell Lee was shot and killed by Dominic Brown, who's just one of 3 men. Lee's death. The other is Kendall Frazier. Both of those 2 men face murder charges in separate cases. But the defendant Simmons is charged with murder as well, as he was in Jesup and at the area of where Lee was shot and killed, and was taking orders from a prisoner in the Valdosta State Prison, a B.J. Laurent, a.k.a. Bishop, who they say is the leader of the Blood organization, and according to testimony, has a cell phone 24/7 while in prison. and running his organization from the prison in Valdosta. The order was given by Bishop to Simmons to send a message to Lee, who Bishop claims messed up the money and got greedy and took $41,000 that wasn't his, but was supposed to go to the drug cartel, the Mexicans in Atlanta, Georgia. The order was simply to beat him up, but he was shot and killed instead. The defendant, in a 6-hour audio tape interview with the GBI, tells the GBI agent Kelly that if he knew that they were going to shoot him, he would have stopped it right there and then. The interview with Simmons with the GBI was 6 hours long and took place at a Hopeville, Virginia State Prison, where Simmons was in custody. Simmons' criminal past continues to be a point of interest in the case, as his probation officer John Prince testified yesterday that Simmons ran away from him while on probation, ran through the back of his mother's house through a pond, but was apprehended and arrested by officers. Agent Kelly of the GBI says they know the defendant was present in Jesup the night that Wendell Lee was killed, as phone records and cell towers prove that the defendant was near the murder scene, as cell tower records document where a phone is within 5 to 35 feet of the location, and Simmons' phone records put him near where Wendell Lee was killed the night in question. Also putting him at the scene is the testimony of Wendell Lee's girlfriend at the time, April Tongle, who testified yesterday. She lived in Atlanta at the time of this murder. She took the stand Wednesday as a state witness, says she and her boyfriend drove from Atlanta to Jesup the day of the murder to drop off Wendell Lee's children at his mother's house here in Jesup. Tongle says at first she didn't know that Wendell Lee was married, but says she met Lee in Atlanta, stayed most of the time with Lee in Atlanta. But on the night back in December of 2013, she and Lee's children drive from Atlanta to Jesup to drop off the kids and then drive around on what Tongle says is a runaround. They stop at the Friendly Express in Jesup and then get directions to head to the Hill and the residence, where she says two masked men approach the vehicle, begin shooting, grab her pocketbook. She says she begins running in the opposite direction of her boyfriend Lee, and she says she continues to hear shots fired as she keeps running until she sees some kids in the yard, stops at the house at 535 North Hickory, and makes a 911 call. That 911 call was played in court yesterday, and April Tongle tells the 911 operator that she needs help, that her boyfriend she thinks was shot and killed, but her vehicle and her purse are at the scene, and she needs help in retrieving her items. Asked by the 911 operator who her boyfriend is, she simply says worm. Asked if she saw Simmons in court, she says she didn't see anyone's face that night because they wore masks, but she believes Simmons was the person who approached the other side of the vehicle that she was in. She told the 911 operator that it was a setup, and she heard 6 to 7 or 8 gunshots as she ran. She stressed that everything she needed was back in her purse, and she needed it back. Under cross-examination by defense attorney Katie Williams, she asked Tongle why she told people that she was dating Brendan Lee, not Wendell Lee. Tongle says she only really knew him as Worm. Williams asked, did you know about the drugs in your car or the gun in your car or all the money? Tongle says she knew there could not be any drugs in the car because of the kids in the car, but evidence at the murder scene revealed both marijuana and cocaine on Lee's possession, and a handgun in the glove compartment, and close to $3,000 in cash on Lee at the time of his death. In fact, GBI agents recovered $2,939.77 left at the scene of the murder, the address 398 Walker Street, an abandoned house. Tongle says in a few days she was able to get her car and her pocketbook back. GBI crime scene specialist Richard Dow also testified, explained to the jury the crime scene and evidence that was found, the cash money on Lee, the victim, marijuana, cocaine, and meth in his pockets, an Apple iPhone that they attempted to get data from, but Dow admitted that it had a pass lock code and they simply could not get much from the phone because they didn't have the code. They found Tongle's pocketbook with 2 different IDs, one for April Tongle and one for Bianca Latrice Brunette. They also found a gun in the glove compartment, but the gun did not match the weapon used to kill Lee. That weapon taken by the defendant to an area called Wesley Chapel near Atlanta and just given to a man behind a gas station. The defendant admits that to the GBI agent Lee in the 6-hour interview, claiming that he wasn't in Jesup and didn't kill Lee, but through the phone, cell towers, and calls, the GBI knows that Troy Simmons was in Jesup on the night of the killing, and the state has him charged as a party to the murder, charged with the murder of Wendell Lee, and will ask for guilty verdicts once the case goes to the jury. Once again, it's a gang-related killing by the Bloods out of Hinesville, Georgia, with the ringleader named Bishop, who remains at the Valdosta State Prison, but from everyone's testimony has a full meth operation running from prison and has access to a phone most of the time. It was revealed through testimony that all these drug and gang members change phones and numbers every couple of weeks due to being in the meth business. The jury's heard more phone numbers in this case and heard the 6-hour audio tape with the defendant Troy Simmons and the GBI agent in charge Lawrence Kelly. Once again, the state looking for guilty verdicts on all 12 counts. Prosecutor Assistant DA Robert German, who works out of the Camden County office of the District Attorney Jackie Johnson, were on the case on Friday. Again, could have a verdict late this afternoon if it goes to the jury today. All depends on how many witnesses the defense calls today. Again, we'll continue to follow the case as it develops. We'll be back with more news after these commercial messages.
Hello, my name is Chad Neesmith from Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC of Jesup. At Neesmith, we have the biggest inventory of new and used vehicles around. We also have the best prices guaranteed. We know everyone wants the best vehicle at the best price. At Neesmith, we'll give you just that. We sell all makes and models from Lexuses, Nissans, BMWs, and of course all GM and domestic cars too. Best of all, if we don't have the vehicle on the lot you want, we can get it for you in just a day or two, tops. All we ask at Neesmith is before you buy to give us a chance to save you some money. We will have the best prices and give you the most for your trade guaranteed. So don't pay too much. Come and see us today and let us show you how we can get you into the vehicle you want at the lowest price guaranteed. Only at Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC of Jesup on Highway 341 towards Brunswick, or visit us online at neesmithnow.com. That's neesmithnow.com, or at 912-427-2045. There ain't nothing wrong with the right price.
You know Harris Ace Hardware has everything you need for your building and home repair projects. But did you know Harris Ace Hardware carries a wide assortment of air filters for your home or office? They can even special order. Harris Ace is your hometown Yeti dealer. Plus, they carry Coastal Damar and Calcutta sunglasses. And check with Harris Ace for all your painting needs. Harris Ace will not be beat on price and will match any competitor's price. The helpful place, Harris Ace Hardware in Jesup, Eulonia, and Hinesville. Showing at the historic Strand Dinner Cinema in downtown Jesup, Hidden Figures. Showtimes Friday, 6 and 8:30 p.m. Showtime Saturday and Sunday, 1, 3:30, 6, and 8:30 p.m. Showing at the Jesup Drive-In on the Savannah Highway, on Screen 1, Resident Evil, the final chapter. It begins at 7 p.m. Also on Screen 1, Underworld Blood Wars. It begins at 8:45. On Screen 2 at the Jesup Drive-In, Monster Trucks beginning at 7 p.m. and XXX Return of Xander Cage. It starts at 9 p.m.
Wayne County Superior Court remains busy as the trial of the murder suspect Troy Simmons continues today. Also, a criminal calendar full of pleas is going to take place today at the other courtroom in downtown. Also beginning Monday, a second murder trial will begin. Case of State of Georgia versus Robert Donald Rogers, charged with the March 26, 2016 shooting death of Richard Trantham, another drug-related shooting. The jury was selected Monday, will be on hand this coming Monday morning when that murder case begins. Again, WIFO will continue to follow the court proceedings at the Wayne County Courthouse. Coastal Pines Technical College having a open house on January 30 from 11 to 2 for their adult education program. It's a free program to assist with GED completion and sharpening skills for employment and college entrance. Classes are free and the cost of the exams can be reduced if you meet certain criteria. Once again, they're having an open house on this program on January 30 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Light refreshments, door prizes will be available. If you need more information, again, call Coastal Pines here in Jesup. Also, don't forget, on January 31st, Wayne County Chamber of Commerce having their open house and ribbon cutting for the Chamber and IDA building. That's going to take place on the 31st between 5 and 6:30 p.m. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor and other commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Chad Neesmith from Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC of Jesup. At Neesmith, we have the biggest inventory of new and used vehicles around. We also have the best prices guaranteed. We know everyone wants the best vehicle at the best price. At Neesmith, we'll give you just that. We sell all makes and models from Lexuses, Nissans, BMWs, and of course all GM and domestic cars too. Best of all, if we don't have the vehicle on the lot you want, we can get it for you in just a day or two, tops. All we ask at Neesmith is before you buy to give us a chance to save you some money. We will have the best prices and give you the most for your trade guaranteed. So don't pay too much. Come and see us today and let us show you how we can get you into the vehicle you want at the lowest price guaranteed. Only at Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC of Jesup on Highway 341 towards Brunswick, or visit us online at neesmithnow.com. That's neesmithnow.com, or at 912-427-2045. There ain't nothing wrong with the right price.
Do you have a dirty car or boat? Does your vehicle, home, or business need window tint? Are you wanting accessories for your vehicle? D's Auto Spa is the solution you've been looking for. We are your one-stop shop in Jesup on Cherry Street. We offer pickup and delivery services. Give us a call right now at 912-424-0680 or send us a message on Facebook and find out more about the services and accessories we provide at the quality you deserve.
Compassion International presents the Blessed and Unbreakable Tour featuring Selah and special guest speaker Duck Dynasty's Missy Robertson. The Blessed and Unbreakable Tour.
First Baptist Church of Jesup invites you to join us for this amazing concert Friday, February the 10th at 7 p.m. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit www.jesupfbc.org.
Final notes news. Wayne Memorial Hospital has their blood drive set for tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Bloodmobile, adjacent to the exterior entrance to the cafe at Wayne Memorial Hospital. Appointments may be made by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or visiting their website, redcrossblood.org, and entering WMH when prompted. Walk-ins will be welcomed on Friday. Those donating will be given a chance to win a $25 gift card as a show of appreciation. Once again, the blood drive tomorrow between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. at Wayne Memorial Hospital. Wayne County Board of Education met Tuesday. Wayne County seeking to return ROTC to its curriculum once again, and plans are underway to do just that. At Tuesday's board meeting, high school principal Bo Adams outlined what steps are being taken to bring ROTC back to Wayne County.
We have done everything that we can do. We filled out the application. We've sent the federal government everything that they need. So right now our application is on the list to be approved. We found out last week when Dr. Brinson asked for an update. We called the gentleman over at Hunter, who's our person for our area, and he said that we had completed all the steps that we could complete at this point in time. He then referred us to a gentleman in Nashville, who is the Southeast Regional Commander, I'm not sure his exact title. He basically told us the following. What will happen is after July 1, the Defense Department will release a list of students across the United States who have applied for an ROTC. That list will be the school will get funding. We will not know anything until that list is basically released by the Defense Department. My question was, when we start school in Georgia, 2 to 3 weeks later, basically, I said, because you're looking at probably around July 15th, somewhere in there, before you know it. I said, we're talking about 3 weeks before school starts. We literally could get a letter or a phone call that says you have X amount of money to spend on ROTC for this school year, and we would have about 3 weeks to get that put into play. So we're already going to kind of start getting ready in case we get that phone call. Based on the information we were given, they feel pretty confident that if we don't get it this year, we will get it the following school year. So within the next 2 school years, it appears that we would get funding for ROTC. There's a decent chance because they put our applications on a rubric. He would not tell us where we rank, but because of some of the stuff we put in the application, we did rank fairly high. But the way it works, how many people across the country has applied in the last 12 months or who did not get it from last year are on this list. The Defense Department says X percent is getting an award, and you're either on there or you're not.
And it was stated that 100 kids are needed to be interested in the program, which will be an Army program at the high school. Superintendent Jay Brent says the school system could fund the program itself, and when budget sessions begin, they'll look for ways to help fund the ROTC program. Another new program that Wayne County is interested in starting is the Wayne County Coastal Plains Charter High School. Currently one in Glenn County called Coastal Plains Charter School, and 1st District Reese would like Wayne County to begin a charter high school as well, a night school Monday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m. to give kids a second chance at a high school diploma. Superintendent Jay Brinson says most kids that drop out do so in their first year of high school as they struggle during middle school and just seem to lose interest. The statistics are 10 to 15% of those students who simply don't fit in. Superintendent Brinson says they're not involved in any extracurricular activities and are not interested in school at all. He says this is an alternative and a second chance to come get a diploma rather than a GED. Board member Janet Royal and others expressed interest in the program. The cost per year for Wayne County would be $100,000, but Wayne County would get $60,000 a year back for the use of the building. Brinson says the Thomas P. James building would be ideal for this program in school. At this point, the board is not committed to anything, but they are instructed or have instructed the superintendent to move ahead with the program and bring them more information at a later date. That's going to do it for latest 10 local news. Sports coming your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgensen, have a great day.
You've been listening to local news on WIFO.
The January clearance event is going on now